from. I know I'm blessed, and I close my eyes and smile. Sometimes I feel like the richest man in Babylon, and I've done my best, so everything's alright inside. Oh, every morning I rise, I stare at the sun. I know it is a blessing. So when the evening comes, I lift up my eyes to the hills. I'm blessed, oh man. With my two hands in the air as far as I can. Yeah. As far as I can. I can, yeah. My two hands in the air as far as I can. Oh, every morning I rise, I stare at the sun. I know it is a blessing. Yeah. Lift up my eyes to the hills, I'm blessed, oh man. Ooh. Sometimes I'm lost and far from home, but I'll find my way. I follow my heart, I know I'll be found someday. While I'm lost, I learn and live. What do you say? Let's have a good time until that day. Oh, every morning I rise, I stare at the sun. I know it is a blessing. So when the evening comes, I lift up my eyes to the hills. I'm blessed, oh man. With my two hands in the air as far as I can. Lift up my eyes to the hills, I'm blessed, oh man. With my two hands in the air as far as I can. Yeah. As far as I can. I can, yeah. My two hands in the air as far as I can. As far as I can. Yeah. As far as I can. I can, yeah. My two hands in the air as far as I can. Oh, every morning I rise, I stare at the sun. I know it is a blessing. Yeah. Lift up my eyes to the hills, I'm blessed, oh man. Ooh. Sometimes I'm lost and far from home, but I'll find my way. I follow my heart, I know I'll be found someday. While I'm lost, I learn and live. What do you say? Let's have a good time until that day. Oh, every morning I rise, I stare at the sun. I know it is a blessing. So when the evening comes, I lift up my eyes to the hills. I'm blessed, oh man. With my two hands in the air as far as I can. Lift up my eyes to the hills, I'm blessed, oh man. With my two hands in the air as far. So when the evening comes, I lift up my eyes to the hills, I'm blessed, oh man. With my two hands in the air as far as I can. Yeah. As far as I can. I can, yeah. My two hands in the air as far as I can. Oh, every morning I rise, I stare at the sun. I know it is a blessing. Yeah. Lift up my eyes to the hills, I'm blessed, oh man. Ooh. Sometimes I'm lost and far from home, but I'll find my way. I follow my heart, I know I'll be found someday. While I'm lost, I learn and live. What do you say? Let's have a good time until that day. Oh, every morning I rise, I stare at the sun. I know it is a blessing. So when the evening comes, I lift up my eyes to the hills, I'm blessed, oh man. With my two hands in the air as far as I can. I stare at the sun. I know it is a blessing. Yeah. Lift up my eyes to the hills, I'm blessed, oh man. With my two hands in the air as far as I can. Yeah. As far as I can. I can. Yeah. My two hands in the air as far as I can. With my two hands in the air as far as I can.
Good morning to all specially invited guests, administration, present and past members of staff, parents, friends and well-wishers. I am Shaki Senior. And I am Alyssa Reed, the moderators for this morning's special occasion. On behalf of the Jessie Ripoll Primary School, we wish to extend a very warm welcome to you all. We appreciate you taking time off your busy schedules to join us today.
May I invite everyone to invoke the Almighty. I request that everyone stand as we welcome Roman LaRue, who will now start the function in prayer.
Pleasant morning to all. Let us bow our heads in prayer. Heavenly Father, we come to you today in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. We thank you for bringing together our immediate family, school family, and friends to celebrate with us on this important occasion in our lives. We thank you for guiding and protecting us to this point. All praise and glory to you. Inspire us, the graduating class of 2019, to put to good use all the knowledge, skills, and life lessons gained during our tenure here at Jessie Ripoll Primary. Most importantly, as we are about to face unknown challenges moving on, help us to keep the wisdom gained from knowing Jesus and his cross. Lord, a chapter has closed, and another urgently awaits. Please pave our roads with opportunities and inspire us to live with hope on this incredible journey called life. Continue to bless the graduating class of 2019 with love, protection, mercy, and wisdom. And may we live righteously in Jesus' name. Amen.
As we remain standing, let us sing. We'll be singing, "Thank you for giving me the morning."
Thank you for giving me the morning. Thank you for every day that's new. Thank you that I can know my worries can be cast on you. Oh, thank you for all my friends and brothers. Thank you for all the men that live. Thank you for even greatest enemies I can forgive. Oh, thank you. I see your word has meaning. Thank you. I know your spirit's here. Thank you because you love all people, those both far and near. Oh, thank you. Oh, Lord, your love is boundless. Thank you that I am full of you. Thank you. You make me feel so glad and thankful as I do. Oh, thank you.
Pleasant good morning to all.
The scripture reading is taken from the book of Proverbs, chapter 4, reading from verses 1 through to 13. And it reads thus: Listen to what your father teaches you, my sons. Pay attention and you will have understanding.
What I am teaching you is good, so remember it all.
When I was a little boy, my parents' only son,
My father would teach me. He would say, "Remember what I say and never forget it. Do as I tell you and you will live."
get wisdom and insight. Do not forget or ignore what I say.
Do not abandon wisdom, and she will protect you. Love her, and she will keep you safe.
Getting wisdom is the most important thing you can do. Whatever else you get insight.
Love wisdom, and she will make you great. Embrace her, and she will bring you honor.
She will be your crowning glory.
Listen to me, my son. Take seriously what I am telling you, and you will live a long life.
I have taught you wisdom and the right way to live.
Nothing will stand in your way if you walk wisely, and you will not stumble when you run.
13 and last,
Always remember what you have learned. Your education is your life.
guard it well.
Madam Chair, Mrs. Slate, Mr. O'Neill Stevens, Vice Principal, Mr. Raphael Davis, specially invited guests, teachers, parents, fellow graduates, ladies and gentlemen, pleasant morning to you all.
I deem it an honor welcoming you all to this very important occasion, the Jessie Ripoll Primary School graduation. It is particularly gratifying for us to be able to welcome those whose success we are celebrating today, the class of 2019, the very first batch of students to have sat and overcome the newest and most unique exam, the Primary Exit Profile, PEP. I hope that today's graduating class will consider this a success in the future. I hope also that you will recognize that this is also a time for thanking those who helped you to reach this milestone in your lives. Our parents are here today to support us as they always have. We are truly grateful for all that you have done for us. And we are delighted that you are here to share in this occasion.
Dear teachers, you were there when we needed you most. You showed dedication to your students, gave us support and guidance as we took the PEP journey. You did your utmost to ensure the success of your students. Ladies and gentlemen, it did not occur overnight. In fact,
The saying goes, the heights of great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight, but they, while their companions slept, were toiling upward through the night. Indeed, we made it to where we are today. Our primary school education has nourished not just our minds, but our spirits, enriched not just our brains, but our heart. To borrow the words of the late Nelson Mandela, a good head and a good heart are a formidable combination. In this regard, we are here to celebrate an outstanding class, a distinguished class, a formidable class, a class brimming not only with knowledge and ambition, the Jessie Ripoll class of 2019. Thank you and welcome to our graduation.
Chairman of the board, Mrs. Marcia Quiggs, Principal, Mr. O'Neill Stevens, Vice Principal, Mr. Rafael Davis, teachers, parents and guardians, fellow graduates, well-wishers, good morning. This morning I have a wonderful task of introducing our Master of Ceremonies. As I thought about this awesome individual, many adjectives came to mind, some of which I will share with you using the acronym CELIA. C. This is for caring, conscious, and cooperative. E. Elegant, enlightening, and enjoyable. L. Lovely, lovable, and light-hearted. I. Industrious, impressive, and intelligent. A. Affable, altruistic, and amazing. This lady is a true definition of diligence. She does everything wholeheartedly and with a humble spirit. She has an air of positive energy that is contagious to those around her. That is the way this woman lives. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please help me welcome to the podium Miss Sheila Fred.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And how are you this morning? Can I tell you that from up here, you look absolutely beautiful? Give yourselves a round of applause. Now what I notice is that you're giving me a round of applause in standard English. But like Mr. Stevens told me, he doesn't want no daddy graduation for 2019 and beyond. So this year we're not into, well, I'm not saying that the other years it was daddy, please. Do not read that into what I'm saying, but certainly I'm telling you that I want your applause to sound more like patois. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. That sounds much better, and I can feel the auditorium coming to life now.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I am bringing greetings on behalf of the Sisters of Mercy. So I will start. Master of Ceremonies, Board Chairperson, Mrs. Marcia Thwaites, and other members of the board, members of staff, parents, specially invited guests, and of course, our beloved graduates. Good afternoon. Good morning, sorry, I'm into afternoon already. It is my distinct pleasure to be here, joining with you in this celebration of achievement. I want to first tender apologies on behalf of Sister Susan Fraser, the area administrator of the Sisters of Mercy and a member of the Jessie Ripoll Board of Management. She sends her best wishes to you graduates as you move on to high school. Jessie Ripoll Primary, as a Mercy Catholic school, is named after a very special person in the history of the Sisters of Mercy of Jamaica. The extract from the book written by the late Sister Bernadette Little states, and I quote, "On May 1st, 1880, Jessie Ripoll, holding the hand of a little orphan girl walked up the path to the cottage on the property she had named Alpha. This was the humble beginning of the great social work that would make the Alpha name reverberate throughout the length and breadth of Jamaica and in many towns and lands beyond its shores, unquote. This great social work was centered in the Catholic Christian belief that service to others, especially those who are less fortunate and in need of help, is part of the Christian way of life that we are called to live. Jessie Ripoll became a Sister of Mercy, a community founded by Catherine Macaulay of Ireland. The two women from different parts of the world were moved by love of poor children, orphans, and women who in their time were on the fringe of society without rights and who were disadvantaged. One of Catherine's quotes says, "We should be shining lamps, giving light to all around us." The Sisters of Mercy for over 130 years in Jamaica have been giving light to all around them. The light of enlightenment, education, compassion, and mercy. Today, the sisters are joined in this task by many. Some of you who are here today who serve as administrators, teachers, and support staff in the 7 institutions sponsored by the Sisters of Mercy, 5 of which are located on the Alpha campus. The Sisters of Mercy are grateful that you have joined this noble cause. This God-directed work of giving the light of learning and character formation to the children who pass through Jessie Ripoll. The Mercy institutions are not just about academics, as they cannot fulfill their mission unless they are imparting Christian values and the teaching of mercy and compassionate service. Mercy institutions, guided by the teachings of Catherine, are focused on a mission of mercy, character building, and service to others. After 139 years, the Sisters of Mercy continue to be steadfast in this mission. Graduates, I know that you leave Jessie Ripoll knowing that hard work and application to study, service, and compassion to others are values worth attaining to fulfill your God-given potential. God loves each and every one of you so much that He will continue to hold you in His hands and guide and direct your future path. Work hard in high school, stay focused, and strive to be persons of good character and be of service to others as Jesus taught us by example. Congratulations, graduates and parents, and every success as you embark on the new adventure of high school. Let's make mercy real. God bless, and thank you.
Good morning. Graduation is a time of celebration, but it is also a time of reflection as you reflect on the past and you think about the future. And I want to let you know, those of you who are graduating, that you are on a journey and you have completed the first leg of the journey. And now you have to think about the second leg, which is high school. I know for sure that this year was not a very easy year for you. It was all about PEP, the dreaded fair examination. But here you are today, and I invite all our friends and well-wishers to give them a round of applause they have made it. The fact that you are here is testament to the fact that you have within you all that you need to succeed. Let no one damper your dreams. Dream big, because if you can conceive it, you can achieve it. And it is not the school that you are going that will make the difference. It's your attitude that will determine your attitude. Work hard. Use the one brain that you have wisely. I recall when I was in high school, giving problems in my third form classroom. My principal came in there and said to me, "God, listen, you're just going to sit down at the back of the class with your big head and eat up back juice and eat patty and do nothing in school?" And I took a look at myself and I decided to do something about it. Because he went on to say, there's a man of foreign with half a brain turned neurosurgeon, and you just sit up with your whole up big head doing nothing about it. You all have one brain. Use it wisely. The future is yours. You will determine where you go from here. You may not have all the things that your friends have at school and all the gadgets and all the prettiness and all the new things. But the worst poverty that you can suffer from is the poverty of the mind. Think big. Think big. Work hard. Shine wherever you have been placed, and success will be yours. You have been created as successful persons. You were born with a purpose. Live out that purpose. You are conquerors. Go out and conquer. And I'm not a preacher, but I am hearing Jeremiah say, I know the purpose. I know the purpose that I have for you, says the Lord. It is to make you prosperous. It's not to harm you. Live out your purpose. God has a plan for you. Work with Him. And if you trust Him, He will see you through. But how could I take my seat without asking this august body to give a round of applause to our principal and his team as we celebrate the success of our children. We have to celebrate the hard work of our teachers. It's not easy to work in today's classroom. And guess what? I say this without fear of contradiction. Teachers are the most committed public servants that we have in this country. They turn up although they're not feeling well. They turn up, some of them don't even take leave from school. We are committed because we understand that we are co-workers with the Supreme Teacher Himself. And as I take my seat, I leave with you a story that underscores the importance of our teachers. The story was told that there was an accident on Morosco Road, just about where you have a particular teacher training institution, the MICO. There was, I'm not from the MICO. There's a particular place up there. The accident was there. A senior police officer and a junior turned up on the scene. The junior went over and decided that he was going to issue a ticket to one of the drivers. The driver, waiting and waiting and waiting, said to the police officer, "Why is it you don't give me the ticket? Why are you taking so long?" The junior officer walked over to the senior officer and said, "Listen to me. Tell me how you spell Maraska Road." The senior officer said, "Listen to me. If your car spell Maraska Road, make haste, write the ticket to the man, move the accident to Cross Road." Our teachers are important. The society cannot do without us. And so on behalf of the JTA, the 25,000 members and officers, I take this opportunity to wish you well and to thank the teachers at Jessie Ripoll for the work that they have been doing. And we know that they will continue to work hard, and you yourselves will continue to be successful persons. Thank you very much.
I heard him say, "I'm not a preacher," but certainly from his greetings, you would have thought he was, didn't you? He sounds as if he would be good on the pulpit, right? Am I the first to tell you that?
Well, all teachers are good preachers.
All teachers are good preachers, amen. But ladies and gentlemen, look on his head to my head. Which one of we head bigger? My own, don't you? Teacher can't see. Which part of your head big?
Probably have to check your teacher. Not see well.
But you know what? I want to put you in practice for the pulpit. So I want you to give us a few more scriptures. And church, I want you to say amen. Ready? One scripture. Something from the Bible. Not necessarily scripture, yes. Something to implant in our parents and children's mind.
Trust in the Lord with all your hearts.
What happened to the amen? Hold on a minute. Let me say my amen. Ready again. I like that. Ready?
Trust in the Lord with all your heart. And lean not to your own understanding.
Praise the Lord. All right. And that is it. Some preacher don't know when to stop.
Good morning to you all. Now, all protocols observed, because I'm not feeling 100%. I've been really sick the last week, but I said nothing will keep me away from Jessie's graduation. So from yesterday, I have been dosing up and doing everything to be here this morning. And I want to welcome everyone, parents, guardians, friends, godmothers, aunties, grandmothers, uncles, daddies. I want to welcome you because we know that you are an important part in the lives of our students at Jessie Ripoll. We depend on that. Now students, listen to me. Students, graduates, I want you to listen to me carefully. As the last speaker said, you attained much at Jessie. Now that you have the aptitude, I want you to show me the attitude. Stand up, turn around, and greet your parents warmly and thank them for walking this journey with you all these years. Turn around, wave, and clap them. Remain standing. Now turn to that side, to the south. Your teachers are over there. Clap them. Thank you very much. Now take your seat quietly. Today is your day. Today is your day feel proud of you because we have journeyed together over this last year when there was so much speculation about the new examination. Heck, now I told them from the start, I don't know if they listened to me, but I told them that Jessie would say right through as usual. Clap yourself, Jessie. I want you, as you move from this primary school, which is a jewel in the crown of the Sisters of Mercy and a jewel in the crown of the Ministry of Education, I want you to take with you your good mercy moral training. You heard Miss Taichung speak to that. Compassion, caring, sharing, and care of the environment. We all have to live in this space together. Please walk with your openness to learning, your sense of self-respect and discipline. Yes, self-respect and discipline. If you respect yourself, others will respect you. And of course, you know, being Jessie Ripoll, you are going to walk ever to excel. Ever to excel. We were all on this prep journey together. And in the true spirit of our foundress, Mother Jessie Ripoll, we did not waver. We did not shy away from the problems. We faced the issues. We stayed in close contact with the Ministry of Education. And we gave it our best shot. I will leave it to the principal to say how we performed. What was the outcome at the end of the day? However, I do know that you and your teachers took on the challenge and you have earned success. We have you in our prayers today and always. We bless you as you go forward, and we send with you every good wish. You are now entering into a new phase of your life. But I do not want you to forget your humble beginnings. Your beginnings at Jessie. This is where you are laying your foundation for your educational and academic journey. And you should not take it lightly. It is important because every step of the way you are building. You are building. And if the foundation is not strong, what will happen? The house will tumble down. The foolish man, the Bible says, built his house upon the sand. And what happened? When the breezes started to blow and the travails came along, the house fell down. But the sensible man built his house upon the rock. Exactly. You are rock. Your foundation has been solid. And therefore, I expect you to go on to your new schools, ever to excel, and to wave the banner of Jessie high, and always to be very proud of your school, and your teachers, and your foundation, and ever always to say, I am a graduate of Jessie Ripoll down at Dealer Road and South Camp Road. Never hesitate to say where you're coming from, because guess what? After that, you're only going forward. And I say to you this morning, I give you my best wishes. Your teachers have done their best. Your parents have done their job. Now it's for you to perform. God bless you, and I think you deserve nothing but the best from all of us. Take care of yourselves.
Good morning, everyone. And to all of you who are about to graduate, let me formally say Master of Ceremonies, Cecilia French, and of course, Chairman of the Board, Mrs. Marsha Twaits, Principal Stevens, and of course, representative of the Sisters of Mercy, representative of the Ministry of Education, Dr. Anderson from the JTA, to the alumni of Jessie Ripoll, to our teachers, to our graduates, and to our parents. I say good morning to you. Now, I'm sure you've had a good belly full of motivation and inspiration from the previous speakers. So I'm not going to be long. If you know me, youngsters, I like to tell you stories. So I'm going to start out with a very quick story. It's about a guy named D and his little cousin called Kiki. What's the guy's name? D? No, that's a cousin, that's Kiki. But the boy's name is D. So D is from Kingston. He goes to St. Elizabeth every summer. And one of the highlights of going to St. Elizabeth is not to go in the river, but to go and catch birds and to ride a donkey named Jack. But D has a little cousin by the name of Kiki. Now Kiki is a very annoying little brat. You know anybody like that? Yeah. And he likes to get himself in D's way and get himself in trouble. And when D responds, D's the one who gets in trouble instead. So D goes out and catches his first bird. And he takes the bird home, he's happy because he's going to have a roasted bird. Now you're like, ooh. But he's going to have a roasted bird. And he puts it in the kitchen. And here comes Kiki. Can you get the bird? D says no. Him said, I forget it. D said, well, if you think about it, touch the bird. And he gives the bird to his mother, Mommy, will you please put up this bird for me? I'm going to hunt some more. Kiki says, I forget it. D walks away. An hour later, he catches nothing, so he comes back. He goes into the kitchen. There is no bird. There is no mother. There is no Kiki. When he searches and searches, he finds Kiki with a little eye and the mouth corner. So he quickly goes to his mother, Mommy, where's the bird? Sure, man. The little baby didn't want it, man, and I couldn't refuse it, man. I just say, so I'm going to catch one more. I say this to say what? Kiki said one thing, and by the way, D, I am that boy, and it bothered me up to this day. But Kiki said one thing, me happy get it. And he kept saying that, me happy get it. Now, what does he mean by me happy get it? He says, come what may, I am going to achieve my target. Determination is what I want to talk to you about this morning. Very briefly, as I bring my welcome to you. Greatness. All of you here, graduates, you're in a very special place, a very important place. This institution, the great institution of Woolmans, was started 250 years ago. And it is a place of history. Many leaders were born here. But it's also important for you this morning because it marks the gateway on your journey towards your greatness. But greatness is not reached and kept by buck-ups. Greatness is reached and kept by careful planning, by sacrifice and determination. And therefore, I want to encourage you. Every time you look at your achievements, and then every time you look ahead and you see, oh, there's more to gain, but there's something that says, boy, maybe you shouldn't. Always remember my little cousin Kiki. May I forget it. May I forget it means that no matter what may be said to you, yes, you are going to find a way to achieve your goals. May I forget it means that no matter what is done to you, and a lot of people do a lot of things to you, no matter what is done to you, you're going to keep going through. You're going to keep pressing to achieve those targets that you have set for yourself. Let me tell you this much. You think Jessie Ripoll was rough? Wait till you reach high school. High school is a different ball game. Your teachers at Jessie Ripoll were your mothers, your aunties, your godmothers. They were the nicest set you ever come across. High school, every man for himself. I learned it here. I can't believe it. 30 years ago, I walked through here graduating. Last week, June 25, would have been 30 years that I graduated from the school. It's not easy, but I told myself, I forget it. But I forget it means that no matter how high the bar is set, no matter how high it is raised, that you will rise above every obstacle, above every challenge, and you are going to, guess what? Stand up when others choose to lie down. And guess what? You are going to be what? Outstanding when they decide to stand up. You're always going to be rising above everybody else. I can't invite you to clap your teachers, Mrs. Smith just did. I can't believe it. And Mr. Anderson asked me something previously I was going to ask you to do. But one thing I want all of you here who are graduating to do from me, just beat your chest and say, I overcome pain. Let's go. Why you not say that like you're being the man? I overcome pain. Now what was wrong with that statement? Those of you just did come past. We're talking about that past tense, right? So I overcame pain. I forget it means that you pay attention to every detail. You leave nothing up to chance and whims and fancy. What is the motto of our school, our grade school? Say it again. You must always live that. As I close in this, off, I just want to say, parents, some of you, all of you have done exceptionally well. And the PTA is an association of both parents and teachers. And while we have recognized our teachers for the work they have done, they're an excellent bunch. They're an excellent set of professionals, the highest rated professionals in the country. I also want to pay homage to some parents who, these teachers will agree, have also been there. This is not an exhaustive list, but just a few we can mention of. First and foremost, the two persons behind the cameras right here, Janet and Orville Williams. I want to give a round of applause, a rousing round of applause. You talk about support, you talk about the programs you have, you talk about keeping everybody in the loop. All of us who didn't pay the SMS fee can give thanks for the PTA newsletter that comes off the website. Thanks to the both of them. One more round of applause for them. We think about Navlet Davis. That's another moment they don't want to be. Big up Navlet now. Super Williams. And everybody's favorite daddy, Nigel. And there are many others, but you were all in due time. And I cannot, as a PTA president, go on and say congratulations to Mrs. Cunningham on her national award, the Prime Minister Award of Excellence, right? And to the Sportsman of the Year, under 13, under 18, under 16 table tennis, the youngest person ever to do so. That's easy. Come on now. This is just report of the institution. No wonder you're here. Greatness attracts greatness, you know. And as I close, always remember, ever to excel, because me have to get it. You know what? Me have to get it. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. Yes, and you all do look beautiful today. I'm a proud mom. I'm sorry, I can't help but feeling elated today. We're the Jessie Ripoll alumni group. My name is Annalisa Morris, and this is Dion Smallmark. Members of the board, principal, members of the PTA, teachers, parents, students, well-wishers, good morning. I bring greetings on behalf of the Jessie Ripoll Primary School Association and send warm greetings to our assembled graduates. You have reached another stage in your education development and deserve it after all the hard work you have put into this exam, the primary exit profile. Some of you will remember me from our discussions on Alumni Day, where we spoke about the importance of your primary school education, which is the foundation of everything you will learn in life. I will quick to point out that your life will be filled with challenges. And you must always remember, never say never, to achieve all your goals and your dreams. Additionally, we spoke about what it takes to have a good educational experience in high school. We want to encourage you that wherever you go, you should lift the banner of your alma mater high and strive ever to excel. However, what does it take to build a culture of excellence? What does it take to achieve goals and build something worthwhile? How can we defeat the ills of this world and make our nation truly great? Before I get to that point, I want to mention something to you. I would like to call some names. Venicia Reed, Anise Weber, Kenisha Maitland, Janelle Alcock, Karen Philpott, Diane Allen, Leon Smallhorn, Christina Plummer, Tamika Estick. Those are a few of our alumni. Georgia Scarlett, who has always been, the Scarlett family has always been the one to contribute trophies and such for the graduating class. And I could go on, but aside from my name, Anna, and the lady standing next to me, Dion, you may not have a clue as to who all these people are, but they are all past students or donors of some kind who during the past academic year, through a combination of pooling together their time, talent, and resources, helped to carry out functions and activities for the alumni. Without their work to host and attend meetings, spend time on activities, donate, and labor at different functions, we would not be able to have the alumni. Although I seem to have gone off track, stay with me because it all leads somewhere. If you were listening closely, I called a few names. Through a series of structures, tedious nights of planning, and by different forms of communication, we were able to do things, lots of things for you this year. But it was with the enduring theme of working together, realizing many hands make light work, and the team means together everyone achieves more, that we accomplished it. It did not happen by chance.
And that is where excellence is forged, in the minds and hearts of people willing to work together to bring out something great. Excellence and much of life's past can be done better with people coming together as a community and believing that together we can achieve anything. So I would like to make an appeal to our graduates that you should join our noble association. No matter how young you are, you can also make a difference and give back to your school, the school which started your educational journey. You can contact us via email at thejrpaa@gmail.com or on our Facebook page or by leaving your contact details with me or at the office. When our founders crafted the motto, ever to excel, they probably did not realize just how important it would become the language of each of our students. It has become ingrained in the brains and perspectives of what we can all achieve. The drive is for continued excellence in whatever endeavor you wish and in however you choose to take your life's path.
Excellence is the standard for teachers.
Excellence is the standard for parents.
Excellence is the standard for students.
Excellence is the standard for our entire school community.
Let us show Jamaica just what we can do with our minds and hearts and hands and working together with the motto, ever to excel.
JCDC Gold Medal Award winners. They won all of 5 gold medals this year. I have had the privilege of hearing them, and I can tell you, they are absolutely amazing. Put your hands together. Let me hear some whoos for the Jessie Ripoll Primary Speech Choir.
Of course I'm cute. See, I'm cute. Cute. It's Tono. You're cute. You know, see all my cute. Alisa, you're cute. From the head to my elbow. You're cute. Oh yes, I'm cute. So men are cute too. We're not cute.
What kind of cute not? That one after man not cute.
Man not cute.
Hold on, guys. We're not talking about actual cute.
Some kind of cute you are talking
is a chat-to-boy thing.
Good boy is a creative thing. Good boy is a ever to excel thing. Boy, you know have some good times in a speech, you know. That's true, you know, man. Who remember this? But I respect up to say, and Miss Graham that man.
Or
Rubbish! Absolute rubbish!
Thank you, boy. This is the only way we're doing something with sense.
Now that we're on the point of performing art, let's do something for Miss Berlin.
First step, first step. So we are coming with a first step. Let's hear about first step. I'm gonna write some posts. Yeah, we get times are reading a post. We get times are reading some post in the chapel. This is the end. No! This is not the end. This is the end. No! This is not the end. This is the end. No! This is not the end. This is the end. No! This is the end. No, this is not really the end. This is the start. Yes, the start of something new. Something great in you and you. And me too.
looking back, me just a wonder how we reach us the past.
Such a past and we not really dwelling at the past.
We're going forward.
Straight to the future. Pick up my mother, my father, and the creator. Not to mention everybody else that help about ya. Teachers, we salute you. This is us saying bye and thank you. This is the end. No, this is not the end. This is the end.
It gives me great pleasure to recall the many activities we were involved in and experiences shared during the school year 2018-2019. During the first term of school, our true resolve as a school was tested. We laid to rest our dearly beloved Mrs. Ryan DaCosta, teacher of grade 6. The very pleasant Mr. Raymond Murdoch, school cook, and our angel in grade 4, Kamara McDowell. We also remembered the lives of 3 parents that were a part of our simple equation of success. P plus P plus J plus J. That is P, parent, plus P, pupil, plus J, Jessie Ripoll staff, plus Jesus. Let us all stand as we observe their memory with a moment of silence. Please stand. I would like to thank you all for your prayers and support during that difficult period. Special thanks to the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information Brief Team and Father Kingsley Aspall, Rector of the Cathedral of the Most Holy Trinity, who provided comfort and support to staff. While we grappled with the loss of members of the school family, the concerns surrounding the transition from the Grade 6 Achievement Test, GSAT, and the Primary Exit Profile, PEP, did not provide much comfort. But it must be noted that the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information, and one of its observers, the Jamaica Teachers Association, ensured that overwhelming support was provided. There were many workshops attended and information reinforced by our very able and resourceful education officer, Mr. Ewan Williams. We also received support from quality assurance officers from the Student Assessment Unit of the Education Ministry, whose visits reflected a sense of residence sometimes.
Special mention must be made also to our senior management team. Grade 1, Mrs. Casanora Bennett, could you stand? Grade 2, please remain standing, madam. Grade 2, Mrs. Janice Cunningham. Grade 3, Mrs. Michelle Bryan Miss Bryan and Mrs. Marsha Bendo. Grade 4, Mrs. Deborah Muir. Grade 5, Mrs. Juliet Thompson. Grade 6, Mr. Raphael Davis, who later took on the mantle of acting vice principal as Mr. Owen Henry was seconded to the Jamaica Teaching Council. Also, support subjects and enrichment coordinator, Ms. Tina Brown. On behalf of the school family, we just would like to say thank you for your stewardship. As we engage the new term, the physical education and sports departments and the various creative disciplines prepared tirelessly as they participated in a number of competitions that very importantly engendered the school's mission, which is to create an atmosphere of the continuous growth of wonderful. Through sport, we saw much growth and the realization of potential. Our future Olympians performed excellently in all areas. The swimmers continue to be the most outstanding primary school at the sport in the country. I do agree that much more must be done, as I'm sure that there are future Alia Atkinsons and Michael Phelps among us. Well done, Mr. Wolf, and the very committed parents that support the effort. Let's give it up for those parents and Mr. Wolf. Table tennis. We continue to exceed expectations with our very humble and talented under 13 and under 15 national champion, Azizi Johnson. Azizi, could you stand? Could you stand, Mr. Johnson? Thank you, sir. In chess, the students continue to benefit from their coach, Mr. Spencer, who dedicates a lot of time and effort in preparing the students. After school hosted the parish competition, our students continue to be among the very best, and we have found that this is very useful. We have found that this is a very useful avenue to advance their critical thinking skills. At football, we continue to be highly competitive. The administration admits that the current surface needs much rehabilitation. But despite this setback, there are recognizable players such as Khalil Thompson and outstanding goalkeeper Giovanni Ellis. In athletics, the students prepared for the National Primary Athletics Competition by participating in a number of track meets, such as the Pembroke Hall Relays. Mr. Mayor, I know you're excited. And let me tell you, we were not just at the track meet to trample the tarmac. Our athletes waved the Jessie Ripoll flag high. This type of preparation led to a very competitive sports day with all the houses being winners. The color house that passed the post first, however, was Aloysius. And then in descending order, Pascal, Joan of Arc, and Fatima. Congratulations to Kyle Clark and our champion boy, Christopher Rankin, and the champion girl, Kayla Scott. I'm sure that next year will be bigger and better. Now, our future alumni, it is quite possible that your principal will be in one of the relays, so come and view that race. I'm sure in that race with our PTA president, possibly Mr. Raphael Davis, and possibly Mr. Wilbert Brown. With a lot of humility, I believe that I will replicate what Aloysius did. Thank you to the house captains and their support team for an excellent sports day. In creative disciplines such as speech, dance, music, and karate, we continue to be highly proficient. Dance. The diligent Miss Yannick Berlin prepared her charges and was awarded 3 national awards. And 3 gold medals in the parish finals of the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission competition. Speech, the meticulous Miss Davina Graham. Empowered her students to achieve 5 gold medals at the parish finals. Music. The perfectionist, Mr. Wade Davis, who continues to break borders, was instrumental in the visit of Berklee School of Music, located in Boston, USA, to the shores of Jamaica and the grounds of Jessie Ripoll. The cultural exchange through music was a memorable occasion. Our musicians and singers are highly talented and are requested regularly to set the tone at many events. Let's give it up for Mr. Davis. While we are fierce competitors in all creative disciplines, our students' discipline in karate has led to them being one of the most outstanding teams in taekwondo and karate at the junior level. Thank you, Miss Haninam, and now Sensei Nicole. Let's give it up for those. At Jessie Ripoll, we have many different clubs and societies. For Spelling Bee, Mrs. Bennett and her team. For Spanish Club, Mrs. Palmer Thomas and her team. Environmental Club, Mrs. Ruth Ricketts Reed. For the Healthy Heart Club, Mr. Steve Ellis and his team. Math Club, Mrs. Lloydia Campbell-Gray. Quiz, Mr. Wilbert Brown and Mr. Ellis. And I will tell you the list goes on. It's too many to mention, but I will share that all persons contributed and facilitated the growth and development in our students. Special events. Now we started the school year as per usual for a Roman Catholic school with Mass. And Mass was conducted by Father Kingsley Aspall, and this activity caused us to refocus on the living God. The reflection on the legacy of Jessie Ripoll, our foundress, and our own human potential was well received. Read Across Jamaica Day was another activity, and this activity allowed stakeholders to come and read to students and share their uplifting messages. This celebration was an excellent opportunity for our students to learn and use information about their cultural identity and that of their neighbors. Well done to the Culture Committee. Well done to the Culture Committee. The PTA and the Beautification Committee. This committee moved on to phase 2 of its thrust to paint the school. Phase 3 is the completion. Of note, if there's anyone that requires painting lessons, note that our board chair, Mrs. Thwaites, provides at no cost. Thank you to the coordinator, Mr. Raphael Davis, and the chairperson, Ms. Shepherd. Collaborative efforts such as these are ingredients to sustainable success. Before I move on, let me apologize for our oversight. A teacher that came off leave, Miss Tamika Hibbert Wright, is currently our grade 5 supervisor. And Miss Wright, I'd like to acknowledge you. Could you stand, please? Now we move on to the Healthy Heart Clubs, Health Day and the Child's Day. Yes, that's a mouthful. All 3 activities were conducted simultaneously. This was a day filled with activity. After weeks of planning and preparation, Ms. Tina Brown and Mr. Ellis and the team from the Heart Foundation of Jamaica planned an event that was strategic, especially with the vision of the Ministry of Health and Wellness's Jamaica Moves initiative and the reduction of sugar in beverages. The address by the Honorable Olivia Grange, Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports, and other special guests was well received by all who attended. Our MC, Ms. Celia French, who is conducting the ceremony now, was the chairperson at that activity. So we got another opportunity, Mr. Davis, myself, to experience Ms. Celia French's talent. Teachers' Day. Teachers received special breakfast from the canteen and lunch from Lorna's restaurant. In addition, the PTA and alumni gave them tokens. The parents were outstanding at celebrating the teachers as they conducted devotion and were very creative in their gestures of appreciation. Let's give it up to all our teachers and parents that celebrated with them. Alumni Day. Past students, some of whom you have seen deliver their message, visited and shared their days at Jessie Ripoll, and I'm sure you'll be doing that in the very near future. While they visited, they encouraged the current students to satisfy with nothing other than the best. Thank you, alumni. Let's give the alumni thank you. Now, it was difficult for me to identify some outstanding accomplishments. There are many, but I thought it pertinent to identify 4 extremely outstanding accomplishments. We have a young lady, she is currently in grade 2. She was accorded the title Most Outstanding Young Caribbean Poet. And this was accorded by the Caribbean, in the Caribbean Poetry Competition held at the Spanish Court Hotel. Let's give it up for Port Lake Breeze. Now there is another young individual here. In January, he was accorded a title Athlete of the Year for 2018. And this award was given by the Archer Gleaner National Sportsman and Woman Awards Gala. He's currently in 6P. We would just like to acknowledge Azizi Johnson. And I tell you, this young man exudes a heightened level of humility. I will tell you that. Now, there are other persons who received the high honors. I dare say this young lady, who is now on pre-retirement leave as of May 23rd, 2019, was accorded the Prime Minister's Award of Appreciation in the field of education. Let's give it up for Mrs. Janice Cunningham. Now, another dear friend of the school family. He is not here with us today, but I want you to keep him in your prayers. In the second term of this school year, this young man was accorded the title National Mini Basketball Commissioner of Jamaica. Let's give it up for Mr. Gary Reed, our physical education and sports teacher. So we indeed exemplify the motto of the school, ever to excel, and we know that we will have a longer list come next year. Now, the moment that you have been awaiting, one of the main reasons why your parents have sent you to this noble institution has to do with how well Jessie Ripoll does academically. Is that true, parents? Is that true, parents? So without further ado, I will give my report on the academic performance, then I'll give my brief charge to the graduates. Academic performance. The Ministry of Education, Youth and Information had a stakeholder awards recently, and Jessie Ripoll was accorded high honors as it relates to how well the school was doing. Now, there are various ratings. You have good, you have satisfactory, and you have unsatisfactory. I can share with you that there are very, very, very few primary schools that are above satisfactory. And one school that has surpassed most, if not all, primary, or let me dare say elementary schools, is Jessie Ripoll. And our rating was good, and good is very rare in this measurement. Now I'd just like us to please acknowledge the hard-working staff for whom this award is for. The administrative, ancillary, and all teachers, well done. Let's give them a round of applause. Now that we have transitioned to the primary exit profile, I can still read how well we performed in the grade 4 literacy and numeracy test, because those results would have been posted just recently. In the grade 4 literacy test, 98% of our children were accorded mastery. While there are concerns in many different spheres when it comes on to mathematics, our results in the grade 4 achievement in numeracy was 95% mastery. I would like to acknowledge Mrs. Muir. Good evening. Mrs. Muir is the grade 4 supervisor. Thank you for your stewardship. Also, she is this young lady. She's currently assigned in grade 6, but she taught grade 4 and was very instrumental, like the other teachers, in how well our students did. Now, this individual got a grade 4 that needed a little bit more support. And I can share with you that all students in her class received a mastery in literacy. Let's give it up for Mrs. Davina Graham. As we concluded the school year, the results in the primary exit profile were posted. Class of 2019, could you please stand? Now parents, like me, many of you are GSAT and Common Entrance parents, isn't that so? And so I will have to do a little explaining as to how the rating scale is for the primary exit profile, to put in perspective how well these students did. Over 90% of our graduating classes' performance levels were either highly proficient or proficient in the core areas. 163 students were entered to sit the primary exit profile. 161 sat the examination. 157 were recommended to be at pathway 1. That suggests 98%. Four students were recommended to be at pathway 2, that is 2%. Now, I will explain pathway 1, 2, and 3. Pathway 1, a child who is identified to be in this area or this pathway, requires little or no support in grade 7. A student that is recognized as pathway 2 just needs a little more than pathway 1. Pathway 3 requires a lot of support. So that puts in perspective when we say 98% of our students are highly proficient And I would just like us to give it up for this outstanding graduating class. Now, students, I remember years ago when I was in your position. And I remember that at the graduation, there was just somebody there that was just talking, and I was hungry and I wanted to leave. But it is important, though, boys and girls, that you listen to the charge that is given. It is very, very important. I will leave this with you. You'd have heard it before, but I want to re-emphasize. Class of 2019, whatever you do, lead. Whatever you do, lead. Whatever you do, lead. And when I say lead, we say together, love mercy. We say together, love mercy.
Love mercy.
Achieve collaboratively.
Achieve collaboratively.
Embody greatness.
Embody greatness.
Demonstrate humility.
Demonstrate humility.
And we're going to have to do it once more. There's somebody who is biting his nails. I believe that there are other persons who believe that this is a picture-taking moment. And so I'm going to step from the lectern. This is your opportunity to shine. I allow your parents, your guardians, and well-wishers to make all the noise possible, because this is your period to shine. I honestly believe that there are protocols, and there are protocols that must sometimes be softened in these instances. Now, when we say lead, and we say love mercy, when we say embody greatness, when we say achieve collaboratively and demonstrate humility, it's not any dolly house talking we're talking about. There is nothing that you can achieve without the assistance of others. Prayer is very important. So even if you're in your closet, even if you're on the bed with the covers over your head, and you have nobody to turn to, for you to achieve, and even achieve collaboratively, you have to have a relationship with God. Whatever you do, you don't have to show off, you don't have to have the biggest car. You can always and must always seek to demonstrate a heightened level of humility. In life, we don't know what will happen. Somebody will be placed at pathway 1 and your pathway 2, and your parents complain and say your head tough. But I will tell you this, the race is never for the. Remember that? I was very, very ill on the day for common entrance at Holy Family Primary School. Very ill. My grade 4 teacher then became the principal, Mrs. Palmer. And I remember my mother taught me in grade 3, which was very interesting until it was probably the most traumatic period of my life. But I remember thinking to myself that I've reached thus far. And I went to the bathroom and I prayed. I prepared myself, so don't believe if you don't prepare yourself, prayer is just going to cause everything to come back. Unfortunate for me, I was placed at a good school. And I never turned back and I persevered. Now I have much, much more to grow. And you need to grow much more. Girls, never you divide your dignity rather. Ladies, understand that when you reach high school, a lot of things will change. A lot of things have actually started to change. Boys, the same thing obtains for you. Boys in grade 1 who used to sound like this, yes sir, they now sound like this, yes Mr. Stevens. Now understand, as I close, you are leaving an institution of excellence. Wherever you are planted, grow. Have a wonderful rest of the day, graduates, parents, well-wishers, everyone. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the introduction of the guest speaker.
All right, so I've got her going, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the introduction of the guest speaker. Deandra Davidson and Drake Wilson. Welcome them.
All right, she said you're to welcome them, so welcome Deandra Davidson and Jaquan Wilson to bring the introduction of the guest speaker. Welcome them, welcome them, welcome them, welcome them.
Teachers, parents, guardians, well-wishers, and of course my fellow graduates, good morning. Indeed an honor and esteemed privilege for me to be standing here to undertake this task of introducing our guest speaker. She too feels proud and deems it a humbling and awesome privilege to be afforded the opportunity to address the graduating class of 2019.
Hold on. You mean us, right?
Yes, Jake, one us.
So who is our guest speaker?
Well, our guest speaker is not a stranger to those who have been associated with the Jessie Ripoll for at least 12 years. This is because she has been an exemplary student of this noble institution and was well respected by students, parents, and teachers in her 6 years off as a student.
You said she's a past student, right? Oh, one of them from around the 1980s or so?
No, Jake one. She graduated a few years ago. I will not tell you when exactly though. Anyway, let's get back to the introduction. She was known for academic excellence and exemplary performance. She was the top performing GSAC student in her cohort and was also described as one of the most respected head girl that Jessie Ripoll Primary had ever seen.
So am I not respected?
I said one of, Jake, one off. Anyway, do you know anything about cricket?
A little.
Well, in cricket, there's a description which is given to a player who can bowl well, bat well, and field well. This player is referred to as an all-rounder.
Okay, good to know. So what does this have to do with our guest speaker?
Our guest speaker can be given this title due to the many activities, programs, and competitions she has been involved in.
Really? Like what?
She participated in the award-winning Anansa chapters, 13 Actor Award awards. She directs the play Odale Choice, which won gold at the Jamaica Cultural Development Competition, JCDC. She directs the play Odale Choice. She was the president of the Campion Theatre Ensemble that performed The Macbeth in England in March 2016. She was also part of the winning team of the Shakespeare Schools Championship. Apart from...
So there's more?
Yes. Apart from being talented in the performing arts, she is also one who likes to exhibit her wit and confidence, and as a result, she has entered a number of competitions and pageants, which she always finished in top position.
Wow, this lady is good.
She really is. She has been awarded the title of Miss Kingston Eastern Police Youth Club for 2014 to 2015. Then, Miss Vineyard Town for 2015 to 2016, and more recently, the coveted title, Miss Campionite for 2017 to 2018.
So do you know about any other competition that she entered this year that she's going to win?
No, Jaquan. Maybe she'll enlighten us when she addresses us. Presently, she's pursuing a double major at University of the West Indies. These are a Bachelor of Science in Banking and Finance and a Bachelor of Science in Economics. Currently, she maintains a 4.0 GPA.
So, Deandra, I am deduced that our guest speaker is very accomplished for her youthful age, and she could emulated as she seems to be an open-minded, goal-oriented, and hard-working individual who is always willing to improve her skills and knowledge once the opportunity presents itself.
That's right, Jaquan. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Hold on, Deandra, let me do this. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, without further ado, we invite Ms. Janelle Saunders to address us at this our 2019 graduation ceremony.
Master of Ceremony, Mr. O'Neill Stevens, Principal, Mr. Raphael Davis, Vice Principal, members of the school board, specially invited guests, parents, well-wishers, members of the graduating class of 2019, a pleasant morning. Firstly, I would like to extend my congratulations to the graduating class of 2019. Please join me in applauding them. Parents, please applaud yourselves too, because I'm sure you felt like this. You sat that 7 years ago, I stood in a similar spot, delivering the valedictory speech on behalf of my graduating class, unaware that years later, I'll be called to deliver the keynote address. It is an honorable and humbling feeling. As I thought about what I would say to you all, the phrase, failure is not an inability to succeed, but merely an obstacle, came to mind. Now it must seem odd that I mentioned the word failure at a celebration of our students' successes. However, failure and success are complementary, which means that the existence of one relies on that of the other. According to the Collins English Dictionary, failure is the lack of success in doing or achieving what one has intended to. Many successful entrepreneurs, lawyers, doctors have failed before they were able to succeed. Some names you may know include Mark Zuckerberg, Chief Executive Officer of and co-founder of Facebook, Steve Jobs, founder of Apple Inc., how many persons have an iPhone? Colonel Sanders, founder of KFC, and Beyonce Knowles, international singer. Each of these persons encountered major obstacles which they were able to overcome to be the accomplished individuals we know in our modern day, which proves that even though they began as failures, they possess the potential to be victorious. Winston Churchill, former Prime Minister of England and a key player in the ending of World War II, said, "Success is stumbling from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm." This means that to achieve what you have set out to, you cannot fear making mistakes. But when they occur, you must learn from them because they are important in helping you to reach your goal. I believe that one of the fundamental steps to achieving a favorable outcome is not allowing your disappointment in yourself to consume you, but to remember that you possess the ability to do greatness. Despite societal teachings that we must shun and be ashamed of our mistakes, I want to invite you to learn from your defeats and leave them behind in the past. I will share with you a story of my very first encounter in high school. I remember the first day of school.
We're all so excited to be at the new school that we're set up on settled, chatty busybodies. Somewhere in our minds, we thought that we had arrived. We had done the grade 6 achievement test, GSAT, as it was called in my time, and we were placed at the highest performing school in Kingston, if you know which school I'm talking about. Nothing else mattered to us now. We had achieved it all. Then came geography class. We continued with our rowdy behavior, but this teacher wasn't having it. She started explaining the solar system, but we felt we had already learned that from grade 6, so we didn't need to pay attention. She did not stop to discipline us, but instead she continued to dictate notes. At the end of the class, she turned to us with the smugest expression and said, "Well, you have a test tomorrow." There was complete pandemonium. Everybody was panicking. One smart fellow came to the conclusion that she was just joking. She was just trying to scare us. To summarize, the following day she came to class and she did give us that test. And to put it mildly, there was weeping and wailing and gnashing of teeth. That was one of my first lessons about failure. Our mistake was that we thought we already knew the content, so there was nothing new that we could learn. We were definitely wrong. Our complacency caused us to become short-sighted, and we forgot that we had much more to achieve. Failure does not always mean that we lack the skills or the ability to complete the task. In some cases, there's just one basic piece that we're missing or one step that we're doing incorrectly. Graduates, you are entering a new phase of life. High school will be a lot more challenging than primary school. But I want to implore you not to waver at the sight of obstacles. You will fail many tests, classwork, and homework. But what will you do? Will you decide to stop going to school and stay home because it is easier? Will you decide to copy from your friend's paper because they seem to know all the answers? Or will you reread the notes for that topic and spend extra hours to ensure that you get that desired grade? The choice is yours to make. An anonymous blog writer coined the phrase, "Disappointment must be cremated, not embalmed. Cremated, not embalmed." When you embalm something, you preserve it to last for a long time. On the other hand, when you cremate something, you set it ablaze and it is destroyed immediately. I want for you to embalm the lessons you learn from your mistakes, but cremate them, forget about them, and move on. You will not wake up tomorrow. I also want to remind you that there's no easy path to success. You will not wake up tomorrow and live the life of your dreams without hard work and dedication. Harvey Specter, the main character of the TV series Suits, says that the only time success comes before work is in the dictionary. This reinforces the idea that to be successful, you must possess the willpower to work tirelessly and the courage to plan and put into effect the measures necessary to accomplish your goals. Your high school years will be some of the most important years in molding your career. I urge you to put in the extra hours, start a study routine, read about the career paths that you may find interesting, and start working now. You are responsible for your destiny, and it's the path that you choose that matters. Lastly, I want to encourage you to seek a mentor, someone who you can trust. This person will be instrumental in providing you with support for issues that you feel are too sensitive to discuss with your parents. He or she will be responsible to help steer you in a positive direction. I had many mentors over the past 7 years who were able to help me to learn my choices and choose a career that was both enjoyable and challenging enough for me. Parents, high school will be a stressful time for both you and your children. They will embark on a journey to take some of the hardest examinations of their lives. Yes, PEP was the warm-up, but CSEC examinations will be the 100-meter dash. I want you to check up on your children even more than you did when they were in primary school.
Check to ensure that they're completing their assignments and projects on time, and that they're balancing both their school and social lives. Help to teach them healthy coping mechanisms to reduce stress and anxiety. Take them to the movies, take them to the beach, or for ice cream so they can relax when things become too overwhelming. More importantly, I want you to listen to your children. Listen when they say they need a break. Listen when they say things are too challenging. I want to challenge you to become a friend to your child. Not their peer, but their friend. Create a safe environment where your child feels comfortable sharing sensitive information with you. My mother often says, growing a teenager is hard, especially one that you cannot understand. Try to prevent this from happening to you. I want you to foster a relationship with them that still includes boundaries that will maintain their respect. But most importantly, parents, please remember that you too were once a teenager. You also made some silly, irresponsible choices and you had to learn from them. Allow your children to make their own mistakes and to learn whatever lessons they need to. Please be patient with them because they are fragile. Let them know it is okay to feel overwhelmed. It is okay to need a break, but it is never okay to give up. Lastly, graduates, I want to leave you with 3 tips to survive in high school. Make friends with the smart people, not the cool people. You can hang out with the cool people, but it is the smart people who will motivate you to complete your assignments and achieve your goals. The cool people are fun, but the smart people are admirable. Number 2, get 8 hours of sleep every night. When you do not get enough sleep, your brain finds it difficult to grasp complex concepts and to remember important information. I know you want to keep your Snapchat streak and watch stories on Instagram, but your tired brain will regret it in the morning. Number 3, create boundaries between your social life and your school life. School is not a hangout spot. The main objective of school is to learn. If you find that your school performance is low quality, do not be afraid to set aside more hours to study. In conclusion, failure is unavoidable, but it is a part of life. It is how we deal with it that determines our fate. Remember, your best is good enough, but when you give your best, give some more. Your hard work and diligence will pay off in the end. Follow your heart and do what you are best at. Albert Einstein said, everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by his ability to climb a tree, he will spend his whole life thinking he's stupid. Thank you.
Absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much.
Your words of wisdom and encouragement have served to inspire and challenge us to be the best we can be. Thank you for taking the time out to be with us this morning, and I assure you that we will all endeavor to remember your words. On behalf of the Jessie Ripoll class of 2019, I would like to present you with a token of our appreciation, and we wish you the very best.
Beautiful voice.
Mrs. Marcia Thwaites, Chairman of the Board. Principal, Mr. O'Neill Stevens. Vice Principal, Mr. Raphael Davis. Our guest speaker, Miss Janelle Saunders. Specially invited guests, teachers, parents, ladies and gentlemen, well-wishers, and most importantly, our fellow graduates. Good day to you all. We would like to thank the Master of Ceremonies for the wonderful introduction, and we thank all attendees for being present to share in this joyous occasion today.
On behalf of the Jessie Ripoll class of 2019, it is with great honor that we stand before you today to deliver the valedictorian speech. I am Morgan Dale.
And I am Jerome Rose.
Let me first begin by congratulating the graduating class on this outstanding achievement. We cried, we laughed, we toiled, we labored, and we made it triumphantly.
I wish to pay special recognition to our teachers and also say congratulations for a job well done. You guided us to the success and joy we are experiencing here today. As the saying goes, a good teacher explains, a superior teacher demonstrates, but a great teacher inspires. To all the teachers of Jessie Ripoll, you inspired us all.
I would also like to thank all the parents for the endless support and patience. You have lovingly cared for us and created a foundation for our future. There are not enough words to express how thankful we all are. Our success is your success. So to you, the parents, we also say, congratulations.
Join with us as we journey through the years, as we acknowledge and give recognition to the people we've met, the lessons we've learned, the tears, the laughter, and the memories we've shared while at Jessie Ripoll Primary School. We entered Jessie Ripoll Primary not knowing all the hard work that was ahead of us. We came to Jessie as tiny, terrified children, feeling fearful of what to expect. Our parents, on the other hand, seemed to be the ones who were most excited about us entering a new school. I can still remember it as if it was yesterday. The air in grade 1 was filled with screams and shouts, as many of us wept and hollered every time we realized it was time for our parents to leave. However, we were left in caring and nurturing hands with 3 beautiful and professional ladies. Each teacher had their own style and technique that allowed us to feel very comfortable.
Mrs. Bennett, senior teacher for the grade, was the captain for one unit. She was very poised yet very stern. She never had to shout. Once she spoke, it was an unwritten fact that we had to listen, or else.
Mrs. Richie King Moore, who controlled the ship of one zinnia, can be defined as a little bit but tallow. She was a very fun teacher. There were special days after exams when she would allow her students to watch movies. The graduates of one zinnia remember her being stern and should not be taken lightly.
Miss Powell was the captain who stared at director with one eye. She was very fashionable. Despite how small we were, we could recognize a fashionista when we saw her. Miss Powell was always beautifully attired, but she was extremely straight. Those of us from one year quiver in our shoes because of how stern she was. That voice, that voice. But don't be fooled when you get to, because when you get to know her, she was so loving. Grade 1, to put it simple, was a breeze. We sailed through it quite easily.
Then it was time to journey on to grade 2. There we came across 3 different drivers, Mrs. McIntyre, Mrs. Bembo, and Miss Scott. Mrs. McIntyre was the senior teacher for the grade. She was the most mature in appearance. However, her time into working was not long because shortly after we entered grade 2, she was going on retirement. However, a new driver quickly replaced her by the name of Mrs. Brown, and oh boy was she strict.
Miss Scott was the driver for the 2 roads. She had a personality that was fair, understanding, and open-minded. She knew a lot about first aid. In fact, it came in quite useful because grade 2 children would always be involved in an accident while playing. Miss Scott had no favorites in her class, not even her beloved niece. Everyone was equal.
Mrs. Bembo, the smallest and shortest driver by grade 2, was responsible for steering the 2 sunflower bus. She was a disciplinarian. If a pin fell in her class, it could be heard. There had to be silence at all times. In fact, she never ever shouted. Despite being a disciplinarian, she was so fun. It can be remembered by a number of graduates when Mrs. Bembo created a paper towel color drill. That creation allowed the boys of grade 2 to become the champions for Boys Day. That was so awesome. Grade 2 was an enjoyable grade.
As we soared on to grade 3, we were excited to finally be making our way upstairs. No longer were we babies. We're now up high. Grade 3, we met with 4 pilots. Miss Bryan, Mrs. Baxter Bedward, we were in for a treat.
Miss Bryan was a very detailed and very She always did her best so that her students would do their best. A number of the graduates recalled whenever she was leaving the class for a quick meeting, they would be quietly and busy working. But the moment she left, it was time to run around and play. Once it was recognized she was returning, everyone scampered and shouted, "Missa come, Missa come!" When she entered, there would be 45 angels seated quietly, still busy working.
Mr. Wright. He was a disciplinarian, but despite that fact, he was like a father, and to a greater extent, a best friend to many. He ensured that the boys were not left behind, and so on a particular day, can you remember that he implemented tidying for his class, in particular for the boys? Whichever boy behaved himself best for that day had the opportunity to choose from his tag collection. All the boys and his girls were absolutely quiet and on their best behavior. Most boys, if not all, wanted to be just like Mr. Wright.
Mrs. Baxter Bedward was a stern teacher. She didn't baby us at all. In fact, she gave students special responsibilities to prove we had grown up. One such responsibility was the lunch order. Every morning, Jaquan could be seen walking around the class with the lunch book or sitting at Mrs. Baxter's seat saying, "We want for lunch. Make sure you have change." Although there were 4 teachers assigned to the grade, many instances, a very petite lady would assist with the running of 3 primary. This was no other than Mrs. Ricketts Reed. She was very soft-spoken, but trust me, do not underestimate these little teachers. They mean business. We could not make a sound while she was present.
final pilot of grade 3 was Miss Hales. She not only catered to her class, but she ensured that her voice was heard in grade by all students. Miss Hales was a disciplinarian, a very stern teacher, but also very comical. She spent many moments sharing jokes with the students. She was a lover of devotion. In fact, most times she was the one always conducting devotion. She had the smallest number of students in her class, but she ensured they did well. As we continued our journey, the train took us to grade 4, and oh, what a lovely trip. There we met Mrs. Marcy Muir, Miss Manton, Mr. Wright, and Miss Graham. It was this grade that reality struck us all because this was where the real work began. Grade 4 literacy and numeracy examinations were patiently awaiting us. Mrs. Marcy Muir, the senior teacher and coordinator for the grade, always seeked to find innovative ways to introduce or concretize new information. She would get upset if students misbehaved or wasted time. That was because she saw potential in her students and wanted them to achieve greatness.
Miss Panton was Miss Panton was and still is very dramatic. Actually, she often used drama as the major method to teach. Not only was she very amusing, but the students were learning. During our free time, she would allow students to create songs and poems to strategically build their students' literacy skills. She had a genuine love for her students, but most times she can be very miserable. Miss Graham was the newest member of staff, but no one would have known that because she fitted in so well. She made all students feel comfortable when she was around. She was very strict and enforced discipline. Her rules had to be followed, whether or not she was present. Despite being a disciplinarian, she would use incentives to encourage her students to do well, and she always made it known that success was the ultimate goal.
Luckily for the children of Fort Ripoll, they received the same teacher from grade 3, Mr. Wright. That was that. We thought it would be fun and games, but we were so wrong. To our surprise, it was work, and more work. There was no time to waste in grade 4. In fact, that year we had done exceptionally well, as there was 98% passes in literacy and 95% passes in numeracy. The road to success had certainly begun.
We were closer to our final destination, but first we had to make a stop over to grade 5. There we met Mrs. Thompson, Mrs. Miss Perkins, and Mr. Brown.
Mrs. Thompson was the captain for the grade 5 ship. She was a delight and also a disciplinarian. Things with Mrs. Thompson started great. She identified the strengths of her students and encouraged them to improve their weaknesses. However, there was a hole in the ship which caused the ship of 5 primary to sink, as Mrs. Thompson became ill and had to do surgery. However, the ship was repaired and a new captain took over the wheel, and the ship was again sailing steadily. Our new captain was Mrs. Campbell Gray. Both students and parents were apprehensive because we were always ready to introduce and comfortable with Mrs. Thompson. Mrs. Campbell Gray, though very quiet, had a genuine love for his students. He tried to bring out the best in the students, although I must confess there were times in which we were very rebellious. Sorry, Miss Gray.
Miss Perkins is a very vibrant teacher. She strives for all her students to succeed, as she believes that no child should be left behind. She would use her creativity to deliver the information which grabbed the attention of her students. A very strict disciplinarian, she was always willing to reward her students once they worked hard to earn them.
Mrs. Wright made learning so fun. However, she had a special love for mathematics, which was real evident. She would joke with the students, and the class felt more than a teacher with her students, but instead, we were a family.
Last, but certainly not least, was Mr. Brown. He always filled the class with stories. He made learning fun and made sure to link his lessons to real life situations so we could grasp and understand better. He was keen on order and cleanliness. Grade 5, despite the challenges and hard work, we overcame the obstacles.
As we rocketed to our final destination and landed into the world of the unknown, of the primary exit profile, PEP, we finally reached our final stop of elementary school. Now we were in grade 6. I know I can speak for all my fellow graduates when I say we were terrified.
Mr. Davis.
Miss Howard.
Mr. Brown.
And Miss Graham were the astronauts that will be taking us to the moon and ensuring that we become stars.
Mr. Davis was the most senior member of the grade. As a result, he was the coordinator for grade 6. He would always use proverbs when he was not pleased about our behavior.
Was sweet nanny what?
Running belly. He was very strict, but despite how stern he was, we always found him amusing. We had great respect for him. He used different resources to ensure that his students understood the information being taught. Despite his strict demeanor, he was very caring.
Miss Powell was not a days. She was all about business and hard work. If we thought she was strict in grade 1, her stern mannerisms certainly surpassed that of grade 1. She could be heard teaching all the way from the gates. She was passionate about teaching and seeing students do well. There were many late nights and early morning sacrifices that she would make. In the end, it was worth it. Miss Graham was once again reunited with her students of grade 4. She knew them and they knew her. Both knew exactly what to expect from each other. Hard work. She quarreled, she got angry, but she never gave up. Now those students have reaped the fruits of their labor.
Mr. Brown was just as stern as he always had been. And just like all the other teachers, he too meant business. Hard work equals success. That was certainly the motto for grade 6.
Ladies and gentlemen, you must bear in mind among these hard-working class teachers were the specialist teachers, to whom we must also extend our gratitude. While being at lower school, we looked forward to seeing Mr. Morgan, who ensured we kept fit, but not without some excitement. To this day, we still love the game Giants and Dwarves. It was so fun.
Then there was Mr. Reed, also in the physical education department. He had his own philosophy.
And what was that philosophy?
One lap around the field.
All right, that philosophy.
Thank you, Mr. Reed, for the many dance through chill time.
We, the graduates, appreciated the break. Of course, there were times we felt like we were in Cuba, a totally different language, and the person to whom we are grateful is none other than Senora Thomas. Muchas gracias, Senora Thomas.
Reinforcing our literacy was Miss Ajari, who was very tender, approachable, and patient with her students. She really made her lessons fun and exciting.
Miss Tina Brown, although she didn't teach many of us, she was always there to guide us and encourage us to act like young men and women. She was always readily available to listen to our constant complaints about the stresses of grade 6.
Mrs. Grant, our counselor, lived true to her title. We were never afraid to share the things which might have challenged us. We always trusted that things said to her would always be kept confidential.
Mr. Wayne Davis, who has a genuine love and passion for music, always ensured we were engaged in his class. In fact, many of the graduates looked forward to attending his class just so we could escape the stresses of PEP. He had a gift of recognizing when something was wrong with a student. He was a constant and sometimes the only motivating factor in our life. Thank you so much, Mr. Davis.
Mrs. Cunningham didn't get a chance to teach us directly, but we have interfaced with her on many occasions. It was evident that she was strict. She could be seen on numerous occasions reprimanding students about their behavior and their attire. She entertained conversations with us about our choices and progression in the different grades.
Mrs. Welch, although she was relatively new at the time, was very willing and always quick to volunteer to assist those struggling to meet that required standards.
Mr. Ellis, thank you for your patience and stern mannerism. Thank you for allowing us to use the computers so we could unwind and forget about the struggles we face in our everyday classes.
We would like to take the time to acknowledge the new teachers who we haven't had the opportunity to sit in their classes or had much interaction with. But at this time, we would like to say thank you for changing lives and helping students to learn.
Teachers, you have instilled a love of learning in many students. You have helped many students to grow and you have guided them well.
Ladies and gentlemen, we must not hesitate to extend warm gratitude to the mastermind behind the smooth transition from the grade 6 achievement test to the primary exit profile. We speak of none other than our principal, Mr. O'Neill Stevens. With great efficiency, he managed to keep the school abreast of all developments from the Ministry of Education. As you might recall, the introduction of this new examination PEP had caused much confusion and concern throughout the length and breadth of Jamaica. I can assure you, not at Jessie Ripoll.
Mr. Stevens, with his great management skills and expertise, ensured that for this school it was smooth sailing. As a result, he implemented and established a great vision to help navigate the school year and with a committed team continue to mirror the school's motto, ever to excel. Further to this, he created a theme to encourage us to be leaders through the acronym LEAD, and I read thus: L.
Love mercy. E. Embody greatness. A. Achieve collaboratively.
D.
Demonstrate humility. Through this acronym, we are encouraged by our principal to demonstrate a sense of humility, growth, and development. Besides all of this great input, he was there for us as a father and friend by ensuring we were relaxed, fearless, determined, and in a state of readiness to beat the exam. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for none other than our principal, Mr. O'Neill Stevens. Sir, we thank you from the depths of our hearts. Additionally, to all the teachers at Jessie Ripoll Primary School, thank you for your time, love, and dedication.
A great thank you from our hearts to our parents.
To our wonderful parents.
Thank you for the immeasurable love, care, time, effort, and discipline you have provided and built for us. Without you, parents, we would not have made it.
On behalf of the graduates, I hope we have made your day happy. Thank you so much for putting up with our antics, for your patience and tolerance, for staying up late with us every night, waking us up each morning and taking us to every extra lesson and Saturday class to ensure we produce excellence. Most importantly, thank you for the support and love and always believing in us.
There is a saying that goes as follows: cleanliness is next to godliness. To all the ancillary staff workers who have aided to ensure our classes and surroundings were clean and presentable for the next day, thank you.
I don't know about anyone else, but I know that food is a staff of life. So at this time, I wish to say thank you to all the members of the canteen. Thank you for preparing delicious lunches and surprise menus. Miss Knight and her team did not treat any child differently and made sure we were fed. To Auntie Sharon and Auntie Marley, thank you for the break time and after-school treats. We really appreciated them. Finally, to you, the graduates, for everything you take with us, there's something that we leave behind. This school year was filled with fond memories, but also tragic memories. As we lost a very noble, devoted, and irreplaceable teacher, Mrs. Brian Acosta.
The year gave us good and also bad experiences. It taught us many things. Most of us, if not all, are brimming with joy that we're finally done with it. That it's all over now. But it isn't. It's just one rung of the ladder. Ahead of us is a high stairway as we continue our journey to our destiny.
Today we show our teachers, our parents, and ourselves that we're evolving from out of our cocoon. Today we show the world that we are ready to take on the next stage of our academic life, high school. Your goals might be far when you look at it now, but the first step of trying is one step closer to your goal. There's no such thing as a small act. Every act creates a ripple effect with no end and results in whether you succeed or not.
Fear, it can be wisdom or it can be an obstacle. I say march through the years with courage, driven by your passions. Each one of us here is born with the potential, the spark waiting to be ignited. Every great hero starts with a small spark. Achievements do not have to be gradual, but what matters is that you're fighting for something worth fighting for.
Fellow graduates, don't let anyone ruin your dreams. As we move into the future, there is nothing to fear. Join us in motivating ourselves as we recite the Jessie Ripoll's Affirmation, written by Mrs. Marcia Detrifoga, our past principal. I am a success. May all graduates please stand. I am a success. I am marching the path of excellence. No one can stop me from achieving my goals. I believe in myself. The only one who can stop me is me. With God's help, I am marching on to success.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Parents, teachers, friends, we promise by focusing on Jessie's powerful affirmation to aim solely for success, and we shall soar upward on the wings of excellence. Graduates, we wish you all the best. Good luck and congratulations, class of 2019.
And you can find the fighter, but I see it in you when you walk it out. Mountains, we're gonna walk it out and move. And rise like the day, rise unafraid, rise up, and I do the 1,000 times again. And rise like the waves, rise up, and fly the air, rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. You can have all the money in your hands, all the possession anyone will ever have, but it's all worth treasure to work. It's only measured what you got, but what you got in your heart. You can have everything. What does it mean? It don't mean nothing. You don't stand up for something. You need to prove what's wrong. You're gonna want that one. Get to you. It all means nothing. You don't stand up for something. Not stand up for you. Stand up for you. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Do the best that you can do. Then you can look in the mirror, proud of looking back at you. Define the life you live in. Not what you take away or give it. It's about to know where you ever lose. Take a stand, for what's right. It's always worth the fight. It don't mean nothing. Yeah, if you don't stand up for something, you need to
understand. Here to judge, just to take a stand. The greater plans of Creator's plan. Let's all rise like the day began. Reach out and touch with the Savior's hand. On rocky sand like this native land. Let the weights of love be the weights of man.
Don't be a parrot in life. Be an eagle. A parrot talks too much, but can't fly high. But an eagle is silent and has the power to touch the sky. It was indeed a pleasure taking you through the program this morning into afternoon. And I'm going to ask that we all stand. We will now sing the school song. Then we move into the national anthem. And you'll stay where you are as we have the recession of the graduates.
On behalf of the graduating class of 2019, we would like to extend sincere gratitude to you for sharing in this memorable occasion. We enjoyed the way how you competently navigated us through the program. Thank you, Mrs. Ripoll.
On behalf of the Jessie Ripoll primary graduating class of 2019, we would like to express a special thanks to you all.
Over the last 6 years, we have been through various challenges, including sickness, loss of fellow students, parents, a teacher, and facing the dreaded pen. But guess what? We have made it.
First, we have to thank God for providing the strength, the wisdom, protection, and for helping us to overcome the many challenges that we face.
Thanks to our guest speaker for taking the time out to not only share in our joy, but to motivate and prepare us for the next level.
To our principal and vice principal, we thank you for your guidance and governance, being the compassionate but strict headmaster. Your wisdom, professionalism, and commitment to high standards have prepared us well.
To the teachers, we thank you for your devoted years to the teaching and learning process. We thank you for molding us into the people we are today. You were our role models, parents away from home, nurses, doctors, and counselors.
We want to thank all the members of the auxiliary staff, the security guards, office staff, canteen staff, and Mr. Johnny and his team for playing a positive role in our school life.
To our parents who have been at our sides day and night, assisting us with homework and assignments, pushing us to be the best version of ourselves. Thank you for your sacrifices and dedication.
Finally, to us graduates, we have touched each other's lives one way or the other over the last 6 years. We have had many years of friendship and togetherness. There were moments of disappointment and sadness, but we also had moments of victory, laughter, and happiness.
As we transition from primary to secondary education, regardless to which school we will be attending, we have a responsibility to maintain the high standard of the Jessie Ripoll Primary School. We must now and forever lead, love mercy,
embody greatness,
achieve achieve collaboratively, and demonstrate humility.
We must most of all be brave, be of good character, and dream big.
Remember, it no stop here. The hard work just as